When comparing Donald Trump and Kamala Harris running for president in 2024, there are many key differences to consider in terms of their political backgrounds, policies, and campaign strategies. Political background and experience. Donald Trump. Background: a businessman and television personality before entering politics. Experience: served as the 45th President of the United States from 2017 to 2021. Political affiliation: Republican. Notable achievements: tax cuts, deregulation, judicial appointments, renegotiation of trade deals, and the Abraham Accords in the Middle East. Kept world peace. And had the strongest economy in modern history. Built a wall to keep millions of illegals and terrorists from entering the United States. Deported more criminal illegals than any other president. Controversies: impeachment trials and numerous legal issues. Many have been dismissed and the Russian charges were found to be made. Kamala Harris. Background: lawyer and former prosecutor. Experience: currently serves as the Vice President of the United States since 2021. Previously U.S. Senator from California and Attorney General of California from 2011 to 2017. Political affiliation: Democrat. Notable achievements: criminal justice reform initiatives, advocacy for women's rights and civil rights, and work on immigration and healthcare policies. Controversies: criticized by some for her prosecutorial record and handling of certain cases such as letting many convicted criminals out of prison. Some were doing time for murder. Was against supporting local police departments. Was appointed border czar by Joe Biden but failed to ever visit the border or do anything to stop the many illegals from crossing into the United States. Did very little while serving as vice president. Donald Trump. Economic policy: focus on tax cuts, deregulation, and America First trade policies. Healthcare: opposes the Affordable Care Act, Obamacare, and supports market-based solutions. Immigration: strong stance on border security and reducing illegal immigration, including building a border wall. Foreign policy: America First approach, emphasis on renegotiating trade deals, and reducing U.S. involvement in foreign conflicts. Kept the peace while serving as president. Social issues: conservative stance on issues such as abortion and gun rights. Kamala Harris. Economic policy: advocates for higher taxes on the wealthy, increased social spending, and claimed to support small businesses. Healthcare: supports expanding the Affordable Care Act and moving towards universal healthcare. Wants to end private healthcare. Immigration: advocates for comprehensive immigration reform, including a path to citizenship for undocumented immigrants. Want undocumented immigrants to be able to obtain driver's licenses and be able to vote in local elections. Foreign policy: emphasis on rebuilding alliances, multilateralism, and addressing global issues such as climate change. Social issues: progressive stance on issues such as women's rights, LGBTQ+ rights, and criminal justice reform such as no bail. Campaign strategies: Donald Trump. Base appeal: strong appeal to a loyal base of supporters, particularly among conservatives and rural voters, and to help African Americans and Hispanics to gain more employment opportunities and better jobs. Messaging: focus on issues like economic revival, immigration control, and draining the swamp of political corruption, and be more transparent than the previous administration. Let all Americans know what is happening in the White House on all of the issues. Communication style: direct, often controversial, can talk directly to the middle class, and effective use of social media and rallies to mobilize supporters. Kamala Harris. Base appeal: strong appeal to a diverse coalition of voters, including women, minorities, and urban voters. Messaging: emphasis on unity, social justice, and addressing inequality. Communication style: professional, often highlighting personal stories and experiences to connect with voters. Sometimes hard to understand. Electability factors: Donald Trump. Strengths: strong name recognition, loyal voter base, and proven fundraising ability. Weaknesses: high unfavorability ratings among some segments of the far left, ongoing legal and political controversies from the Democrat prosecutors. The mainstream media is not always truthful about the Trump administration. Kamala Harris. Strengths. Historic candidacy as a woman of color, appeals to a broad demographic coalition in the far left, and as the vice president. Weaknesses. Relatively lower name recognition compared to Trump, criticisms of her prosecutorial record, and challenges in appealing to some moderate and conservative voters. Has done very little as VP. Many are concerned about the way Harris covered up the health and welfare of her boss Joe Biden. Has ignored the influx of millions of illegals. Harris has backed all of Biden's failed policies. These differences highlight the contrasting visions and strategies that Donald Trump and Kamala Harris would bring to the 2024 presidential race. This will change rapidly as the election gets closer. Stay tuned to this channel for the latest developments.